Yo, what's going on YouTube? I thought I'd do a video about Chinese motorcycles and my opinion on them, seeing as I am on a Sinnis Apache 125 and yes, it's Chinese. What the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, these guys turn right. But anyways, seeing as it's a Chinese motorcycle, I thought I'd give you guys some opinions from me, because I own the Sinnis Apache 125. Now the Sinnis Apache 125, it is a Chinese motorcycle. If any of you've watched Spicy 110's video, obviously you know that it's the engines of it's a Suzuki. They got the license from Suzuki, and this engine on the Suzuki on the Sinnis Apache 125, it's off of a Suzuki engine. I think it's a Suzuki GM125, something like that. Now, I haven't had any problems with this Chinese motorcycle so far. Some of you probably see my older videos. One was talking about, actually I posted videos of problems I've had with this bike. Actually, they're minor problems, to be honest with you, and some, you know what, I'll say this about the Sinnis one, that the battery on the Apache, at least for me, I don't know, because I have connected it to my car before, so that might have fucked it up before. But anyways, I changed the battery, and as the last video I put up was of me having electrical issues, and it's not starting. Basically, connection wasn't good, so obviously it starts when it's warm, but when it's a bit chilly, there's not enough good connection there, so it won't start. And the battery I'm using is a Yuasa battery, so I didn't have the battery holder to fit into it. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about Chinese motorcycles in general. So, what the fuck is this guy beeping at? Yeah, so there's a few different Chinese motorcycles. You got Lex Moto, you got Sinnis as one, and you had the Pulse Adrenaline. I don't know if they're still making those ones, but, and then you have the Superbike RMR. Those Superbike RMR, Pulse Adrenaline, and Sinnis Apache, they're all the same. But Sinnis Apache 125, this is the original one. The reason why I went with this over a Japanese bike is because I wanted supermoto. You know, there's some really nice Japanese bikes out there. If you look at the YZF R125, the CBR 125, it looks nice from the side, but I don't like the front headlight. It really puts me off. Yeah, that really puts me off that. But also, I wanted a new bike, to be honest with you, because a second-hand bike, from my experience, it can give you a lot of shit. So I had a Honda CBF 125 before I got this bike. I had all I done to the CBF 125 was put an exhaust on it, and yeah, the engine went after about 5 months. But to be honest, I got it off some guy who, in hindsight, looked a bit dodgy. But yeah, that's that. I'm not saying Japanese bikes, second-hand bikes are shit. I'm just saying that you gotta know what condition it's in before you get it. And now this bike, it's got an Lex Moto exhaust, and that's all I've done to it. So the reliability on this bike, it's pretty good. You just need to know how to work it. So it's got a choke. Basically, this is to save money, and it saves money because instead of using the fuel injection, you get a little bit cheaper price. The choke's fine. All you got to do is just push the button and not hold the throttle down. Like I know I've done that in the past, especially in summer as well. You don't really want to be using the choke because it can cause it hard to start. Another thing you want to make sure is the warranty. For the warranty, I'd say get the first service done, just to be on the safe side, because with mine I had a problem with the brake hose, so that got fixed for free under the warranty, and I was happy about that, because that That's quite important. But that bit got changed. And after the first service, you got that bit done. Do the second service if you feel you need it, but all they're gonna do is change your oil for you, man. They're doing nothing special. But I've saved more money because I only got the first service done, and by only getting the first service done, I've been changing the oil and stuff by myself. So that saved me quite a decent bit to work on the bike if I have anything, or buy an exhaust or whatever. But the first one, just to be on the safe side. Then after that, just service it yourself. And now, let me show you what this 125 can do. It's not going to be anything special, but I'm 50 right now. Alright, 60. And now this is full throttle. We're doing 70. But that is about as much as you're going to get out of it. So what I want to say overall, Chinese bikes, they're not that bad. If you can get a reasonably known brand such as Sinnis or something, you should be good. If you don't look after it though, these bikes aren't as forgiving. And now I don't say that from experience, I just say it because of logic. It's cheaper price, so parts aren't going to be as expensive as something on the Japanese bikes. But for the 125 market, if you're looking at something cheap, reliable and fun, and you don't need to worry about dropping it or whatever, man, just go for a fucking supermoto, Sinnis Apache. But if you're gonna go for an unknown brand of motorbike, so just be careful, and I would suggest not to, because they're really, these really cheap ones, they're too good to be true, man. So that's it. Just make sure all of those stuff are done and you'll be fine.